So what happens when a monk decides to keep a ritualistic fasting day, not just one day of the year or several days of the year, but every day of the year? Also, what happens when he decides that that's a rule for an entire monastic order? So we'll see this happening today from a saint from Renaissance Italy. Hello everyone, welcome back to Threpticon. Today we're going to talk about Saint Francis of Paola, a vegan saint from the Renaissance. All right, here's his life. So he was born in Italy. He was named after St. Francis of Assisi, and we'll see the connection here in a moment. He became a hermit. Then he founded an order of monks and nuns. He built a monastery for them. And one of his monastic vows was fasting and abstinence from meat. So he didn't eat meat, and he required that his followers didn't eat meat. Exactly, and then at some point he moved from Italy to France, and that's where he died. So this advancement that he makes, so he adds to the Franciscan vows, the three vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. He adds perpetual Lent. Perpetual Lent. What does that mean? So on Lent, people would fast from meat, right? It was considered a period of fasting. So he just extends that to every day, to 365 days a year. So an abstinence from flesh, dairy, and eggs all year round. So effectively, it is a vegan diet, and his monks and nuns, and they exist still today, existed for centuries, are vegans. So a return to an Edenic diet, that's a big inspiration. The state of humanity before the fall, right, in which Adam and Eve were living in the Garden of Eden. They were eating the fruits of the trees, and they weren't causing harm to anyone. So he's definitely inspired by St. Francis of Assisi, right, who I call the other Francis, the more famous one. And St. Francis of Assisi is considered someone who held a view of compassion towards life. He's often pictured with animals and plants, um, though he didn't, require a vegetarian diet or vegan diet for his monks, his followers. He's just considered as someone who loved life. He didn't want to do it any harm. And similarly, Francis of Paola, who came, a couple hundred years after, um, is pictured in the same way. Someone who wants to protect life and creation from harm. And he founded the Minim Order, the Ordo Minimorum. Um, and they lived this kind of Franciscan type, vow of poverty, once again, abstaining from meat and animal products. Um, so why is it considered a fast? So that's a good question. Why is not eating meat and animal products considered a fast? I find that odd. Like we have this Lenten fast, so a period of abstaining from animal products, ritual fasting days. We call it a fast, but you're still eating. So that's interesting. So what do you all think of that? Why do we consider? Why did Christianity for centuries consider just, I'm not going to eat meat. Many people are still eating fish, right? I'm going to consider that a fast, even though you're still eating. It's a little bizarre. It's a little bizarre. So you can let me know your thoughts below. But with that, I will conclude. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.